of the Extreme Racing League. We're almost halfway through the season already. We are here at the Red Bull Ring in Austria. I nearly said Australia there. Are we back at the start of the season? I'm just going to get my co-commentator in. So while we're waiting, so we've got, Harry, you got your audio included? Right, so while we're waiting for my co-commentator Harry to get everything sorted out on his end, I'll quickly run through the lineup for this evening. We have got for Mercedes, we've got Tamer and Penku. We've got Mon and Zola in Ferrari. We've got Danny and Erdika for Red Bull. Wise and Path for McLaren. Wise filling in for Philip Nilsson this evening. We've got Lopez and Lowe for Renault. We've got Hurricane for AlphaTauri. It's just the one AlphaTauri at the moment. Not sure what's happening as far as the other one's concerned. We've got Sasha and Minea for Racing Point. Ledger and Jazz for Alfa Romeo. Sack and Waddington for Haas. And JBL and Anderson for Williams. So just a couple of things to get out of the way first. Big congratulations to Mercedes on winning their 7th consecutive Constructors title earlier today at the San Marino Grand Prix. I have no idea what the official name of it is, but because it was at Imola, and Imola has been home with the San Marino Grand Prix, I'm just going to call it the San Marino Grand Prix just to make it easier for myself. But on a more serious note, yesterday the world of Hollywood was touched with sadness at the passing of legendary Scottish actor Sean Connery, who passed away at the age of 90 yesterday afternoon. He was well known. He was best known as the first ever James Bond actor in films such as Dr. No, Goldfinger, Thunderball, and From Russia with Love. He was also Indiana Jones's father in Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. He's also had a couple of other roles, including The Hunt for Red October, and he will be sorely missed in the world of Hollywood. Our thoughts and prayers are with his family at this difficult time. So as I've mentioned, I've got Harry Willits in the commentary box with me. So we've been dealing with technical issues to try and so that we can actually hear him on the stream. Not really much we could do about that over the last couple of weeks, but hopefully we have those issues fixed. So Harry, how are you doing this evening? Yes, and I actually watched some of these guys in action yesterday in the Development League race yesterday. The climax was definitely something to behold. 2-lap sprint all the way to the finish, and it was just a major reshuffle as far as the finishing order was concerned. So here we go. The bar has been set for this weekend. We've got Ledger, the first man out on track. We've got Sack, Wise. We've got Sack, Path, Wise, Jazz, Ledger, Danny Anderson, and JBL all out on track at the moment for their out laps. So I just had Zola inform me before we got qualifying underway that we've got no bans to report on, but Venom is going to be Venom might make it for qualifying. We don't know yet, but fingers crossed we get a full grid for the race. But nevertheless, Ledger he's just got a couple of corners to go. This is the shortest track on the calendar based on lap times. Ledger coming round the final corner now and across the line with a 1:04.024. And Sack responds with a 1:03.762, which puts him fastest. And hello, Wise has just been disqualified. Wise has just been disqualified from the session. He's been disqualified from qualifying for blocking the pit lane. Well, that'll be one less driver for these guys to worry about. So here's the boss for Renault, Cesar Lopez. There's a lot of excitement in the air for him with his youngster coming along the way, and so he'll be telling us what the gender of Lopez Jr. is going to be as Lopez comes across the line with a 1:04.347, puts him fifth. His pace has definitely been improving since coming back into X1. Here's Minea in the racing point. So let's get a look at the championship standings. Just quickly. Let's get them up. And as always, the Extreme Racing League is sponsored by our good friends over at ANS 3D and CD Keys. Minea with a 1:04.605 puts him sixth. See what his teammate Sasha can pull out of the bag here. So, championship standings at the moment. We've got Path in the lead of the championship. He took the lead in the championship, 135 points. Philip Nielsen, 128. Sack, 107. As Sasha, fastest lap of the day, 1:03.385. I expect he'll be a very happy man with that. Waddington Wellington with 65, Ledger 57, Ollie 47, Lopez 39, Masterplane 37, Danny 28, and Penku with 27. That's the top 8 in the Drivers' Championship at the moment. The Constructors' Championship is you've got McLaren 263, Haas 180, Racing Point 110, Alfa Romeo 101, 100 for Ferrari, 58 for Williams, Renault 47, Red Bull 41, Mercedes 31, and AlphaTauri with 25. That's how the championships look. Previous pole sitter in Austria was, lo and behold, Sack last season. But the winner would go on to be Maverick. It's Pete Polini. He was the guy that won in Austria last season. Sasha's retired from the session, as has Anderson. He's got a 104, 137. He'll be happy with that. So let's see what the so we'll have a look at the sponsors. So we'll have a look at what CD Keys has on offer for us. The top 5 games on offer this for today. We've got Rocket Arena Mythic Edition for PC, 91% off at just £2.99. So convert that. So you can convert that to your relevant currency based on your time zone. We've got Green Hell also on PC, 76% off at £4.49. $12.99 for No Man's Sky on PC, 67% off. This one is for USA and Canada. You can get 53% off FIFA 21 for PS4 and PS5. And then the number one deal for today is for PC, the Game of the Year edition of Middle-earth Shadow of Mordor Game of the Year edition for PC, which includes all the DLC, a massive 92% off at just £1.19. That's our daily deals for CD Keys for today. And you can check those deals out at cdkeys.com, where you can also pre-order a PC port of Cyberpunk 2077, one of this year's most highly anticipated releases. Mon still hasn't managed to get a lap in.
Well, I think that's it.
Right, fingers crossed. So we got Mon. Oh, and Mon's just run out of fuel. Not what he would have wanted.
Waddington's coming to cross the line now, and he goes P5. 1:03.9.
He'll be very, very happy with that, Waddington. Waddington, our first ever X1 champion. I actually mentioned it when commentated for the Development League yesterday with the boss Lopez. I actually said to Lopez after the race yesterday that me and him we need to commentate again. We need to commentate together again at some point. And hey, who knows? We may very well do that for next week's Dev League race, which is the home of British motorsport, Silverstone, next week. That is gonna be a barnstormer. I mean, for us Brits, nothing beats a race at Silverstone. So as it stands, it is JBL, Low, Mon, and Wise that are going to be out of this part of qualifying. And it doesn't look like Venom's going to make it for qualifying, so he'll be starting at the back as well. I've wanted to retire from the session, more than happy with his time. JBL out on track. And Mon is the only driver that hasn't set a lap time yet. So we've got JBL here. Low is coming out for an outlap. Ledger's retired. The top 7 have retired. They are more than happy with their times.
Purple second sector for the Williams. Interesting here.
Yeah, this should comfortably see him through into Q2. Mon's on an outlap as well. So here comes JBL across the line. What's it going to be? All the way up into 4th! What a lap that is! A 103.656 puts him 4th and comfortably into Q2. Let's see what Low can pull out of the bag.
Oh, he's invalidated it. Low has
that's the
invalidated
last
it. At the curbs.
And that means, and with where he invalidated it, he has invalidated his next lap as well. And now, depending on how much fuel he's got, he may very well end up having to. He might have enough time to get another lap in. But Mon doing very well so far. Only got a couple of corners to go.
Erdika's just went fastest in the first sector. Watch out for him.
That could be a dark horse candidate for the race. And Mon all the way to 5th. 103.689. Let's see what Erdika's doing. It's up by a few hundredths. And he's got another purple sector too. This could be interesting. Coming around the final corner now. What's he going to pull out of the bag? Up to 8th! Wow! 103.989. And Lowe has gone into the pits. And I don't think he's going to have enough time to get out for another lap. Penku's encountered a couple of technical issues, so hopefully he gets those fixed. Bit of a lock up there from Tamer. Lowe is on an out lap. Whereabouts is he on the track? He's just coming up to turn 4 now. It's going to make things interesting. What's Tamer going to pull out of the bag here? Zola's retired from the session, so that's one. That's one out. And Tamer does improve, but it's not enough. Is he going to have time? Is he going to be able to do another lap? Lowe did make it across the line, so he's going to be able to get... He should be able to get a lap in. Clean lap so far for Lowe. Is he going to be able to improve? Is he going to be able to get into Q3? He's flying through the final corner, and he improves, but he's not. It's not enough. He's out. So it. And Tamer invalidated his lap, so that's it. It's Tamer, Zola, Lowe, and Wise that are out. And also, Venom didn't take part in qualifying, so he'll be starting at the back. Another Q2 appearance for the boss. He'll be happy with that.
And top 16 all separated within a second. Wow.
Yeah, that is... Top 16 separated by less than a second. Yeah, that is close. Got a feeling we could be in for a very exciting race in just over half an hour's time. So now it's strategy time. And a thumbs up from Waddington. We can hear Colt now. We've managed to get the technical issues fixed. We have managed to get the commentary issues fixed. So, now that everyone's able to hear you, how are you doing this evening, Harry?
Fine, and hoping for a good race today.
So, did you manage to... Oh, I was about to say, did you manage to watch the Dev League race yesterday? And then I just realised you were actually in the Dev League race yesterday.
Yeah. Difficult race, obviously, with the issues with the whole ready up thing. But it was a relatively good race.
So what strategy do you reckon we'll be seeing a lot of these drivers go for as far as tyre choice is concerned?
I reckon they'll probably go for a good qualifying lap on the mediums, and then they could probably do a decent stint on that, or they could probably go to softs or maybe on hards. It depends on how their race is going.
Yeah, actually, because our race winner yesterday ended up going onto the hards for the second half of the race instead of the softs, and it was a strategy call that me and Lopez actually questioned, and it turned out to pay off in the end. I was like, he knew something we didn't, because you're looking at because with the soft tyres during the race, you're looking at realistically about 10 laps of strong, fast running on the softs before they fall off the cliff edge.
Yeah, and the hards on this circuit tend to not really do well, so it's really difficult. As the Williams just went into the wall.
Yeah, that'll be the Williams of JBL. But like I mentioned at the top of the broadcast, a massive congratulations to Mercedes for their 7th consecutive Constructors' Championship. I mean, no team in history has ever managed to win as many as that. I mean, the only team that's come close was Ferrari when they won 6 consecutive Constructors' Championships, 99 through to 2004. Here comes Sasha across the line, 104, 921. 112 for JBL, that would be because he went wide on, because he had an off. 104, 708 for Danny, which could see him through, but he'll be at a bit of a disadvantage at the start of the race. Mon with a 104, 789. Penku's invalidated his lap. Let's see what the boss has in store. And talking of the boss, if you guys didn't watch the Dev League race yesterday, big announcement starting from next. He had a big announcement for the latest expansion in the XRL. XRL Romania is now European Formula Racing, which will be one of our branches of the XRL. And what? Lopez, where did that come from? 104,097. Where did that lap come from? So the European Formula Racing is one of our branches of the XRL. It's open to racers in mainland Europe. UK is not going to be part of the European Formula Racing because they're already part of the Allied Racing League. They're actually going to be racing tomorrow night, and it's going to be at Silverstone. Say the home of British motorsport. Say Lopez, he'll be brimming from ear to ear with that lap time. And the latest expansion to be announced yesterday was I hope Harry. I hope your Dev League experience pays off for you, because starting from next week, we have got ourselves a commentators championship starting next week.
Yeah, hopefully it should be fun with every single commentator participating in this one. Should be fun.
Yeah, absolutely. I say you've got Harry, you've got me, you've got Insane Leader, I say among many others, and Path with a 103.630. That should comfortably see him through.
And Erdica goes third fastest with a 1:04.4.
That should comfortably see him through. At this point, we may very well see a majority of the top 10 go through on their soft tires instead of mediums. So it could be a relatively short stint for a lot of the top 10 to, heading into the race. Purple sector 2 for Waddington.
And Sasha's run out of fuel. He's on straight in sector 2. Better watch out for him. Going solo.
Not what he would have wanted, but he's currently third at the moment. Waddington goes fifth with a 104.497.
Oh, Ledger going 7th fastest with a 1 minute. Oh, down to 8th now.
Yeah, because that'll be Penku that just came across the line. 103.651. So as it stands, it's Mon, Hurricane, Minea, Sack, and Anderson that are going to be out of qualifying. They won't get into the top 10 shootout. So we'll see what Sack can pull out of the bag here. And it's a 104. 192 puts him fourth. So that should see him through. And that puts Jazz into the drop zone.
And now Ledger has run out of fuel now. Not looking good for people that are under fuel in the car if they wanted to do more runs.
Yeah, you can't afford to be under fueling, because we've seen it before that we've actually seen bans handed out because of running out of fuel. We've seen it happen before this season. We may very well see it again tonight once the incident report gets published. Penku retires from the session. He's happy with his time. 5 minutes to go.
And it looks like the bottom 3 cars are putting on the softs to try and save themselves. Let's see how
Oh, and Jazz is out of fuel as well. Sorry to cut in there. Jazz is out of fuel as well. What is going on? Hurricane does improve. 104.943, but he's still in the drop zone. Anderson on an outlet now.
Manea has put a purple second sector. And he's invalidated, no.
Oh, last thing he needed. He should have enough fuel for another run, though. Here comes Hurricane.
Oh.
And he goes third. Let's see if Anderson can get himself into the shootout.
Waddington goes up fastest with a 1:03.5.
Wow! When's the last time we saw Waddington at the top of the timesheets?
He was in the drop shot zone and he performed.
And oh no, Sasha responds. Well, that lasted long for Waddington. Oh, it was fun while it lasted. 103.487 for Sasha. That puts him at the top of the timesheets.
Manea's now crossing the line. He goes 7th fastest.
Here comes Anderson. And oh, he's invalidated. But it's okay, he'll have time. This will be his last run. Need to pull something very special out of the bag here. He only needs a 104.3 to ensure he gets into the top 10 shootout.
Mont goes second. Wow.
This could be a very topsy-turvy grid.
And Anderson goes
Anderson,
sixth.
he's made it! Anderson's got himself into...
And he's knocked out Danny.
Lads, Danny got... Jazz is out as well.
Sack could be out if he doesn't do well in this lap. Goes for fastest. Minea is out.
That's Minea out. Lopez is in danger now.
Doesn't improve.
Here comes JBL. Is he going to knock the boss out? Yes, he is. Just Erdica left.
No.
He improves, but he's out. Lopez, Minea, Erdica, Danny, and Jazz all out. And the top 10 will all be starting on soft tyres for the race. Sasha, Mon, Waddington, Sack, Path, Ledger, Penku, JBL, Anderson, and Hurricane. Strap yourselves in, folks. This is going to be a good shootout.
We're in the narrow end of the 1:03s. Could we be seeing 1:02s in Q3?
I wouldn't be at all surprised if we did. So there you go. That's confirmed. The top 10 will all be starting on soft tyres. Oh! Look how close that was. Lopez 1,000th away from making it into the shootout.
Really close between the top three as well, like Sasha, Mon, and Waddington.
Less than 8, yeah, absolutely, less than 0.08 of a second between them.
Should make it an exciting Q3.
So who do we think's going to get pole position?
I probably reckon Sasha could probably pull it, but it's probably going to be that battle with Sasha, Waddington, Path. Like, it's going to be an interesting one. And I generally don't know who's going to get this pole. It could be anyone.
And that just adds to the excitement of the XRL. You just never know what's going to happen. So we've got RXV saying maybe Path on pole. Who knows? Path is the only car that isn't out on track. Mon, the only car out on track that's on an out lap at the moment, but that'll be about to change. As I say that, Path is coming out.
And Sack's going to be the first one to set a lap time in the final corner.
Yep, what's it going to be? It's a 103.714. And Waddington responds with a 103.635.
And Hurricane goes third.
See what the Williams boys can pull out. This is clever. This is clever. Anderson getting a little toe from his teammate. And Anderson getting a toe from his teammate, JBL. And he's gone. Welcome to the Spinala Club, Anderson. You could see what they were trying to do. JBL tried to give Anderson the toe. And it didn't pay off. And Mon with a 103.570. How's about that? Well, I said we were going to be in for a good shootout. Business has already picked up and we're not even halfway through the shootout yet.
Path set a good sector, purple there.
And Penku with a 103.499. Sasha did have a lap, but he invalidated it. Here comes Path, round the final corner. DRS open. What's it gonna be? 103.221.
Sasha's putting second sector as well. This could be interesting.
Could he potentially spoil Path's party? 7 minutes to go. Round the final corner. And he does! Less than 200ths. Sasha on pole as it stands.
And he's run out of fuel just as he crossed the line.
And spoke too soon. Path back on pole. JBL on an outlap right now. This is definitely going to be exciting because the top 10 are separated by less than a second.
JBL coming across the line. Third,
and he goes third. As I was about to say, less than a second separating the top 10. Path 103.096. Anderson 104.042.
And then Ryan Hurricane's on the lap. Let's see what he can do.
If things stay the way they are, then JBL could very well have his best qualifying performance in a XRL. Bit of a lock up there from Hurricane. Sachs on an outlap. I wouldn't be too surprised if we have Path coming out for another lap. Sasha's on an outlap. I think this battle is going to be between Path and Sasha, not just for the pole, but could very well be for the race win as well. With a wide entry there into the final corner for Hurricane, but he actually stays 9th.
And now Pass coming out.
Here we go, folks. Ooh, bit of a lock up there from Sack. He's got his teammate Waddington on an outlap as well. Is Path going to give Waddington a tow down the main straight? Waddington is quite a fair bit behind Sack though, so I doubt it's gonna have any sort of impact on Waddington's lap time. Sack does go 4th, 103.290. Anderson's on an outlap. Everyone's out on track. Grandstand finish time for qualifying.
Sasha's not been really quick in these first 2 sectors. Needs a big 3rd sector.
I'll say well played from the Haas boys. Waddington getting a tow down the 2nd straight towards turn 3 from Sack. And now Waddington on his own.
Path has gone purple in the 1st sector.
Ooh, this is definitely getting spicy. Everyone's on a hot lap. Hats off to Waddington for his ERS management. He'll have more than enough to get him through to the end of the lap. And oh, he's invalidated. Well, that's qualifying over for him. Hurricane's in, Sack's in.
Path's coming across
Here comes
the line.
Path.
Slightly
improves,
faster.
But not by much. And oh, Sasha's... Oh. Sasha just waiting for some clear air. Anderson's going for one last run. So is JBL. What's Sasha going to pull out of the bag? This is good. Oh, there we go. Checkered flags out. Penku goes 5th. Mon's not going to be improving on his lap time. And Sasha's down by a 10th. almost losing the back end there, Path. Round the final corner. And he's always just run out of fuel. Oh! He ran out of fuel. And the way he was going, he was on course for a 102. Sasha a little bit slower in Sector 2. And Anderson, 103.772. What's Sasha going to pull out of the bag? Stay second. It's Path on pole. Path's fourth pole on the trot. No, his fourth pole from 5 races.
And what a grid it is.
Yeah. Path on pole, Sasha alongside him on the front row. JBL, that's surely his best qualifying performance in XRL. Sack alongside him. Then you've got Penku, Mon, Ledger, Waddington. He'll be a little bit disappointed with that. They invalidated right at the end. Then you've got Hurricane and Anderson. Less than 3/4 of a second separating the top 10. And if that qualifying is anything to go by, oh boy, we're going to be in for a fun race. Now a quick 5-minute break to top up on refreshments and any comfort breaks that the drivers need to take as we get ready for the Austrian Grand Prix. So here we go, folks. We're approaching the end of the first half of the season. It's round 10 of season 3 of the Extreme Racing League, sponsored by CD Keys and ANS 3D. We are at the Red Bull Ring here in Spielberg, Austria. The name Austria derives from the Germanic name Ostro, meaning east. And the Austrian flag is one of the oldest national flags in the world. And the sewing machine, which will be useful for sewing up some new race suits, invented by an Austrian, Josef Madesperger. The circuit itself made its debut back in 1970. Alain Prost has 3 wins at this circuit, the most of any driver on the calendar. The 1976 Austrian Grand Prix was the last race to see a female driver compete in the sport, as Lela Lombardi finished 12th. Her 12th and final appearance in Formula 1, and she finished 12th on that day. No points, but hey-ho. Hopefully we see another female driver on the grid one day. 2.86 miles around this circuit, 3 DRS zones, 10 corners to negotiate, 3 to the left, 7 to the right. Some of the action zones to look out for: the run down to turn 1, often a chaotic affair, front wing changes galore. Turn 3, Hamilton and Rosberg back in 2016, and of course, Super Max Verstappen and Charles Leclerc last year, and of course, the run down to Turn 4, Hakkinen and Schumacher back in 1998. It's the middle three of the Pirelli range once again. Soft, C4, C3 and C2 for the hards. Soft, mediums and hards. And 21-22 seconds roughly to make a pit stop and maintain position on track. And last but by no means least, this is the grid for the race. We've got Path on pole for his 5th pole of the season, his 4th in 5 races. He's got Sasha alongside him on the front row. JBL, his best qualifying performance ever in X1. He will be starting 3rd. Sak will be starting 4th, and he's got Penku right behind him with Mon, who'll be very happy with that in the Ferrari. He starts 6th. Ledger in the Alfa Romeo, he is 7th. Waddington invalidated right at the end. He'll be disappointed with that, but he'll be out with a point to prove in 8th. And then you've got Hurricane and Anderson rounding up the top 10. Less than 8 tenths separating the top 10 in qualifying. You've got Lopez behind them, and you've got Minea in 12th. All Red Bull 7th row, and you've got Erdika ahead of Danny. Then you've got Jazz and Tamer on row 8. And rounding up the rest of the grid, you've got Zola, Lowe, Wise, and Venom didn't take part in qualifying. He'll be starting right at the back. Wise was disqualified for blocking the pit lane.
And the only people that are on mediums are Lopez, Jazz, Tamer, Zola, Wise, and Venom.
Everybody else is on softs. That's definitely going to make things very interesting.
And we're almost...
Everyone's starting to ready up now. Everyone readying up now. You guys know what time it is. 36 laps around this track. Here come the lights. 4, 5, and it's race time in Austria! One of the Renaults, a very clean start right to the back. Oh, one of them is already in the wall! What? That's one of the racing points already in the wall. I think that's been it. One of the McLarens as well. Safety car out already. Very chaotic at the start already. Safety car is out already. We're going to see some... We are surely going to see some front wing changes.
Mon and Lopez had their own incident after turn 1, while Erdika, Minea, and Wise had their incident on the main straight.
Not what I would have wanted, but Venom, I think he's managed to avoid a lot of the carnage. No, he's lost both end plates. You can just make it out from the helicopter shot. Yeah, he's lost both end plates.
Erdika has no front wing.
No front wing at all for Erdika. Absolute nightmare start. There it is. There's the proof in the pudding. But how's about... But up front, meanwhile, look at this. Sasha in the lead of the race. Sak is 2nd, and Path pushed down to 3rd. So we got... Oh, look at this. You got Danny, Venom, Lopez, Erdika, Minea, and Wise all in the pits. See, the blessing in disguise for Red Bull is that they didn't have to worry about double stacking, because Danny was a fair bit ahead of his teammate coming into the pits. And Waddington just saying in the stream chat said that he messed up. He messed up before his lap had even begun at the end of qualifying, as he went out on old qualifying tyres instead of fresh ones, so he wouldn't have improved even if he didn't invalidate. But Lowe complimenting him though, praising him, saying it was a good run though, crazy competitive, indeed it was. Crazy start though with a dog sticker. The big advantage here is the fact that we've got So the big advantage for those that are on the softs is that they'll be able to go longer for their first stint, and those that are on mediums may very well get a strong final stint on softs. And I did say during the race build-up that the run down to turn 1 often a chaotic affair, and tonight was no different. So let's just recap the order as we approach the end of the safety car period. We don't know if the safety car's coming in on this lap or the next one. Yep, safety car comes in this lap. Sasha leads, Sack second, Path third, JBL fourth, Waddington fifth, Penku 6th, Ledger 7th, Anderson 8th, Hurricane 9th, and Jazz rounding up the top 10. The big winners and losers off the start. Jazz, Tamer, Zola, and Lowe all gaining 5 places. Venom, despite his pit stop, he gained 4 places. Erdica lost 7. Mon lost 8. Lopez and Mineo lost 6. So here we go. Safety cars in. You're not allowed to overtake until you cross the start-finish line. We're underway once again. Lap 4 of the race. Tamer gets ahead of Jazz. Waddington looking to try and get past JBL.
And he does it into turn 3. What a move.
Very well played from Waddington. I think the X2 boys are definitely going to be watching this and thinking, yeah, how on earth are we going to top that sort of qualifying? And oh, and there, Waddington tried to have a look at Path. Waddington had a look at Path, but Path said not tonight. Very well played from Path, keeping 3rd place. Venom gets ahead of Mon for 14th. Sasha, fastest lap of the race. Penku having a look at JBL. He's going to try the outside of turn 1. That's bold. JBL cuts the corner. But he was still ahead on track. Penku going to have a run up to turn 3. Yellow flag sector 1. That's one of the Red Bulls. It's Danny. Danny's had a spin. Oh! A little bit of a contact there between Penku and JBL. Heading through turn 3. Heading up towards turn 4 now. Good slipstream from Penku. I don't think he's going to be able to... I don't think he's going to get past. Big lock up there from JBL. Let's see what happened with Danny. Does he have any damage? And oh, Manea's gone! Safety car out again!
He hit the wall on the right hand side. Must have had a collision with someone.
That is a lot of damage. Danny did spin. He did have an off, but he didn't take any damage. Safety car out again. It's our first retirement of the day.
And Venom is going in the pits again.
Maybe he was the one that had the collision with Minea. Lopez, Erdica, Mon, and Danny are all in again.
And he must have, because he's getting a front wing change as well.
Lopez having a front wing change, and he's serving a time penalty as well. And oh, the Red Bulls have double stacked. It's the same guy. It's the same drivers that were in for the first safety car changing their front wings. They've had to do it again. And this is just playing beautifully into the hands of those that are on mediums and yet to make a stop. And that being Jazz, Tamer, and Zola. They're not the fastest guys on the grid, But my word, this is going to be playing to their advantage.
It could sort of play into advantage for the people on the softs, making them go longer into their stint.
Absolutely.
And Urika's had a collision with Venom, and he gets a 5-second time penalty.
How many of those are we going to see today?
And safety car is in this lap.
Yep. And we haven't even had a full... We've only had like 1-2 laps tops of green flag racing. Here we go. We're underway once again. Sasha with a very good restart. Waddington having a look at path for third place.
And Ledger gets past Penku into turn 3.
That puts Ledger into 6th place. Going to be very interesting to see how it plays out. Jazz with a 3-second penalty. So those that are on soft tyres are now actually starting to pull away from those that are on mediums.
Sack going on.
Sack going to have a look at Sasha. Not quite close enough. Oh, Sasha goes wide. Is Sack going to take the lead? Oh, it's going to be a drag race down to turn 4. This is going to be good.
And Path is right
Sack
at the
going
back
to take
of
it? And he has. They're still side by side. Sasha's going to have the inside line at the next corner. And Sasha's... But oh, Sack on the outside! Just like that, Sack storms around the outside and takes the lead of the race.
And Path is going on me. Path is going on him now. Into the final corner on the outside.
I think Path might get it here. Yes, he does. Path into second.
DRS.
Here we go.
DRS has been
This is what they've needed. That is just what they've needed. Path has DRS on Sack. And is Path going to get the lead? He's going to have DRS heading up to turn 4. There's no... I mean, the extra DRS, there's nothing Sat can do. Path into the lead of the race. Brilliant racing from the front. And oh, Venom's gone! Virtual safety car out, and oh, Tamer's had it off! Judging by... that could be interesting. Judging by the fact that Venom was still on track when he retired, and he was still moving, I can only assume that... he must have retired on track, which is a big no-no. That is definitely going to be a race ban.
Virtual safety car is ended and we're racing again.
Yes, and we've got Hurricane first of the front runners into the pits. Hurricane first into the pits. And Tamer in as well. Another front wing change. JBL gets ahead of Ledger into turn 4 though. That puts him into 5th. The top 4 are actually pulling away from JBL. And oh, ladies and gentlemen, all aboard the JBL train where you've got carriages such as XRL Ledger, XRL Anderson, and Penku.
Waterton's having a battle with Sasha. From the
Gonna try the outside of the penultimate corner! How on earth did he do that?!
And Sasha goes into the pits.
Outside of the penultimate corner! How did he pull that one out?! He did get a time penalty though for the for corner cutting, but still, what a move from Waddington!
And Sack had a little look on the inside the path.
I think that overtake from Waddington is definitely going to be a serious contender for overtake of the season. Anderson gets ahead of Penku into 6th. But Penku manages to get back through.
And Path gets a time penalty for exceeding track limits. And now Waddington has come into the pits.
So has Ledger. Anderson's in as well. Lopez with a time penalty. You've got to think that the guys that are in the top 4 right now, you've got to think they are going to be... You've got to think they're going to be coming in very soon as well. Well, also some big news in the world of sport, folks. In women's football today, Manchester City winning the Women's FA Cup final in extra time, winning 3-1 against Everton. So big congratulations to the Manchester City women's team for winning the FA Cup.
Surprisingly, Sack hasn't got into the pits. Would be thinking he'd be trying the undercut on Path.
That may very well be the case, or they could be coming in at the same time. Because you've got to think, with those tyres being 14 laps old, you've got to think they're going to be... You've got to think they're going to need to come in at some point in the next couple of laps. But of course, with the safety cars with the safety cars at the beginning of the race, that will have extended the lifespan of these soft tyres by a couple of laps at least. Here comes Sack! This for the lead! How? Oh, bit of a look up there from Path. They touch wheels, but Sack still side by side. But Sack gets the lead of the race.
On the exit of turn 3, Path lost his rear end. That must have given Sack the opportunity.
Yeah, the lockup was what Sack needed. But I think Path's going to have a look. Going to try into the penultimate corner. No, he's not. He's going into the pits.
Needs a relatively clean stop here.
Yeah, absolutely. JBL's in as well. Penku elects to stay out. And it's mediums for Path. Should comfortably see him through to the end. Now, the crucial thing is, if he can get the gap between himself and Sack to less than about 20 seconds less than that, maybe, he could very well have himself back into the lead of the race. Waddington and Path touching, barging wheels though, and Path gets ahead. No, he doesn't. Waddington gets ahead, but Path's got DRS. Gonna try the outside of turn 4. Didn't work last time against Path. Is it gonna work this time? It's a bit of a lock up there, and Waddington keeps 11th.
And Sack stays out for one more lap.
Now that's bold. Penku comes in though. You see that gap? You see the gap is 18 seconds. And Jazz into second now. Penku onto mediums to the end. Waddington into the points. Sasha has the fastest lap of the race, 106.595. Set that just before the safety car period, just before the second safety car. Udica gets ahead of Wise for 5th place. Oh, hey, oh, here comes the boss. Here comes the boss. Lock up from Wise. I mean, look at how long this train is. You got Zola, Lowe, Udica, Wise, Lopez, Waddington, Mon, Path, Sasha, and Ledger. That's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. A 10-car train. A 10-car train, all within DRS range of each other. Path gets ahead of Mon.
Sack still staying out. How good is his tires right now?
Yeah, 17 laps. It'll be 18 at the end of this lap. What's the gap? Still 17. The gap's still about 18 seconds between himself and Path. So whatever Sack's doing, he must be doing something right. I know Wise went wide, and that's allowed Lopez, and oh! Wise has spun it. Crucially avoids going into the wall. That'll be his rear tires absolutely cooked beyond boiling point now. He'll need to take it easy for the next couple of laps.
And Sack is going into the pits.
The race leader's in. Lopez and Waddington battling for 6th place. This is brilliant racing here. This is the sort of stuff you want to be seeing. 18 laps on the softs, which will mean 18 laps on the mediums. And oh, Jazz has had an off. What's happened to Jazz? Jazz is coming into the pits. Watch path. Watch path, though. Is he going to get ahead of Sack, though? That's the crucial thing. Is he going to get ahead of Sack? This is going to be close. No, he doesn't. Yeah, yes, he does. Yes, he does. Path ahead of Sack. How crucial is that going to be for the race results?
A Sack on the outside of Ledger. And he's done
Sack
it.
gets into 7th. Look at how close all these guys are. And Waddington back ahead of the boss, into 4th. Here comes Path, into 5th. 2 places gone, just like that for Lopez.
And what's Lopez going to do?
He is on hard tyres. He is on hard tyres, though. And Lowe said in the stream chat earlier, they're hard to take about 6 to 7 laps before they really start to open up. And Zola, who was Zola actually leading a race, is now coming into the pits.
And Erdogan and Path for having a battle into turn 1.
Path into 3rd, Waddington 2nd.
Path has now got some breathing space between him and Sack. That could be crucial.
Yeah, Waddington's got DRS on Low, but he's got Path right behind him.
And Sack is now moved up to 4th.
This is going to be a great climax to the end of the race. And oh, Waddington and Low touch wheels. But Low keeps the lead. Waddington's going to need to charge his battery up at some point. Lock up from Low, and Waddington takes the lead. Non-stop action here in the XRL.
On the inside of the penultimate corner, Path gets past.
Very well played.
And Williams, both Williams are gone.
Virtual safety car out. That'll be a huge sigh of relief for Waddington. Gives him a chance to charge up his battery.
Oh no, both Williams are now double stacking. That's not going to do well.
That's not going to do them any favours. But the crucial thing is there going to be a front wing change for either of them? If it's a front wing change for Anderson, yeah, the double stack is going to be a nightmare for Williams.
Yep, and it is.
And it is a front wing change. It is going to be a double stack for Williams. Is JBL going to have a front wing change as well?
Yes, he does.
There you go.
So maybe they had a bit of contact. And
they may very well have. But this is your top 3, but not in the order you'd have expected. Waddington leading, Path 2nd, and Sack in 3rd. You'd have expected the Haas drivers to be the other way round.
And Path is now going to get him into turn 3 on the outside.
Outside of turn 3, that's bold. Waddington saying not today. But Path may very well get him into turn 4. As Waddington did actually win the race here back in season 1. But of course he's got a few time penalties to take into account, so he may very well get booted off the podium. But credit where it's due, he's doing well to keep Path behind him. Connor writing in the chat, what a race. Yes, indeed it is. We're into the second half of the race now. Path and Sack both within DRS range of each other. The Path's got DRS on Waddington and Sack, fastest lap of the race, 106.406.
Path
And
has
Path
gone
goes
by.
wide. Path spun it. Path spun it. Oh, he manages to avoid spinning, but that's put him down to third. Not what he needed. And that's Sack into second place. Haas 1 and 2. Is Sack going to play the wingman to let Waddington take the win?
And now Jazz has set the fastest lap of 1:06.350.
Absolutely phenomenal racing from these guys. This is the standard. This is the standard of racing we expect in X1, and they have not disappointed. Yellow flags in sector 2, and it's Jazz and Wise. What's happened to them? Virtual safety car again. Wise with no front wing at all. Jazz has got a bit of damage on himself as well. Mon coming into the pits. 16 laps on those hards. I think he'll be going for softs. He may very well get a free pit stop out of this.
And it is soft, he'll go on.
Yep, he'll be going for the fastest lap of the race. His teammate Zola gets ahead though.
We're back racing once again. Sack on the inside of Waddington just at the restart, and he gets ahead.
Very well played there from Sack. Very well played. But now I think it's going to be Waddington's turn to play the wingman to prevent Path from getting ahead. And as I say that, Path gets a time penalty.
The top three separated by 1 second. It's a DRS train.
It's a small DRS train, but it's a DRS train regardless.
Could Waddington get back at Sack? Why he's coming out the pits?
Yeah, he's going to have to get out of the way of these guys. Zola with a time penalty.
And with that, Sack gets DRS off of Wise.
Which... Getting DRS off a back marker, Sack will be like, okay, I'll take it. Bit of a lock up there into turn 4. Erdika, fastest lap of the race, 106.307.
And Taylor has had a spin. He's on the grass.
Oh, he's... Welcome to the Spinala Club, Tamer. And Sack, fastest lap of the race.
1:05.8.
He's out. He's managed to prevent... Well, he's... Waddington no longer within DRS range of Sack. And here comes Path on the outside of turn 3. This is going to be good. This is going to be interesting. Path gets ahead. Mon, fastest lap of the race. Oh, they touch wheels. They touch wheels, Waddington and Path. Drag racing down to turn 4. Lock up from Path. Erdika, fastest lap of the race. But Path into second place.
Little bit of argy-bargy, but he's got it done.
Absolutely. And Anderson get with a time penalty now. 10 to go here.
And is Path gonna get Sack? Let's see what Path could do up against Sack into turn 3.
Yeah, Waddington's got DRS on Path though as well though.
Not enough.
Not quite close enough. Penku, meanwhile, gets ahead of Ledger into 4th, heading into turn 3. Very, very well played.
And now the leaders are catching up with JBL, about to lap him.
Yeah, Path and Ledger still battling over 4th place. Ledger's going to have the inside line. They're still side by side. Jazz with the fastest lap of the race. We got Erdika with the time penalty. So the top 3 now 6 seconds ahead of this battle for 4th place. Waddington actually struggling to keep within DRS range of Path now. And as I say that,
Lock
Path,
from Sack into the 4th in turn 4.
that could be crucial for Path. That could be beneficial for Path. Sasha gets ahead of Low.
Low's had a spot.
Yellow flag. Yeah, that's why you've got yellow flags in sector 1.
And Low has front wing damage. So must have been
Lopez
contact.
Yeah, there must have been Erdika into the points meanwhile.
Path has looked much closer to Sack now.
This is his opportunity. Not going to get him into turn 1, but he may very well get him into turn 3.
On the inside. No,
not close enough. Small lock up there. Yellow flag sector 2. It's Low again. Anderson gets ahead.
And the front.
So does Danny. 10-second penalty for Low for exceeding track limits. Sack and Path both locking up there. This is a great chess match between these two. Who's going to make the first mistake? I don't think Sack has any penalties. We know Path has got at least one. Sack normally a very clean racer in XRL anyway. JBL, and as a talking of time penalties, JBL and Wise both get time penalties.
Sack has no time penalties whatsoever, so this is not paying into Path's favour.
Absolutely. The longer Path stays behind Sack, the more it plays into Sack's hands for the race win.
Down the inside.
And as I say that, we had a look. Couldn't quite make it stick. Oh, he's going to have a go into turn 4. Surely this is for keeps this time. Another lock-up. That is going to be ruining his tyres. But Path
gets ahead.
Gets into the lead. Now he needs to build that 3-second gap to Sack to maintain he takes the win. And oh, as we see that, blast that wretched commentator's curse. Sack with a time penalty. Now it's going to be a sprint to the finish. Who is gonna take the win out of these two?
Path is 6 seconds worth of penalties. Sack is 3. Sack is looking likely to win this.
As long as Sack can keep within 3 seconds of Path, he'll keep the race win. He'll take the race win. Path will take the checkered flag, but it'll be Sack that takes the win on penalty countback. A lock up there from Sack. Sack's tyres are 3 laps fresher than Path's. So I'm gonna throw this question out to the stream as well as you, Harry. It's who would you pick for driver of the day?
I'm probably gonna go with Warrington. The way he drived, and he to help the team getting onto both team cars onto the podium.
Yeah, he didn't. Yeah, he didn't have. Yeah, I'd have to agree with you on that one. He didn't have the best of qualifying performances, but he's managed to recover well from that, and he's currently on course for a podium, pending any penalties, of course. Ledger, the latest man to get a time penalty. Three laps to go here. This is going to be a great grandstand finish. A lock up there from Path. They're both 4.5 seconds ahead of, so this battle's now nearly 5 seconds ahead of Waddington. Waddington's got Penku closing in. 3 to go. Here we go. Grandstand finish time, folks. Hurricane with a time penalty. Sack with a time... Sack... I nearly said sack with a time penalty there. But here we go. He's taking it easy. He's taking it easy. He's not pushing. He's just keeping within touching distance of Path. Both lock up again. Heading onto the penultimate lap now. DRS open. Path is actually starting to increase his gap to Sack, but it's not going to be enough. Danny gets the fastest lap of the race. And he gets a time penalty straight afterwards. So let's see. Fastest lap inside the top 10 is Erdika with a 1:05.668. So he'll get the fastest lap inside the top 10. He'll get the point for the fastest lap inside the top 10. Danny will get the fastest lap outside the top 10, but it's also the fastest lap of the race. Sasha manages to get ahead of Zola. I mean, what a performance this would be from Zola if he manages to get some points today. Here we go, heading on to the final lap. Penku within 2 seconds of Waddington, though. As long as Sack doesn't make any more mistakes, he should take the win.
And Penku is really closing up to Warrington, but I think Warrington is just going to survive.
He's going to survive on track, but is he going to get the podium on penalty count back? That's the important thing to take into account.
Stuck on the inside, no.
Yeah, he had a look. Couldn't make it stick. Yellow flag sector 2. That's wise.
Spun around again. Ooh, must have high contact. Is damage.
Yeah. This is going to be fantastic here. We'll see what the penalties say. Path is coming round the final corner now. He's got Path. He's got Sack right behind him. There's the checkered flag. Path takes the flag, but it's Sack that takes the win. His first win of the season. He wins the Austrian Grand Prix. Here comes Waddington.
Penku is on the podium.
Waddington gets booted off the podium on penalty count back.
And Ryan Hurricane finishes 5th, Ledger in 6th.
What a climax that was. And Mon had just run out of fuel, but he takes 7th. Sasha 8th. Zola currently 9th at the moment. And I think he's going to keep it. I think he's going to keep 9th. Yes, he is. Zola 9th. And Erdika rounds up the top 10.
And Jazz will get P12 in the end. And XRL and Anderson gets P14.
Wowzers!
And
Phenomenal drive. And Codemasters gives Zola the driver of the day.
And I'm just wanted to say this. X2, what can you do?
Yeah, absolutely. And Sack walking onto the podium like an Egyptian. I mean, what a race that was.
2 safety cars in the opening 10 laps of the race.
And then you had the battle between the Haas drivers and Path throughout the second half of the race.
Every single car had penalties in this race.
Not very often you can actually say that in XRL. So let's recap the results. You got Sack, the race winner, Path in 2nd, Penku 3rd, Waddington booted off the podium in 4th on penalty count back, Hurricane 5th, Ledger 6th, Mon, and then you've got Sasha. He'll be a little bit disappointed with that. Zola take a bow from 17th to 9th, and Erdika rounding up the top 10. And it is Erdika that takes the fastest lap inside the top 10. The rest of the finishers, Lopez, Jazz, Anderson, JBL, Danny with the fastest lap of the race, Low, Wise, and Tamer. And you've got Venom and Minea are the only drivers that didn't finish.
Danny's been involved in a lot of incidents this race after he's made 4 pit stops. But he still managed to finish 15th.
What a race that was, though.
Roll on British Grand Prix.
Yep, the home of British. Roll on Silverstone, the home of British motorsport. And don't forget, folks, next week, for the first time since I stepped back from X3 last season, you're going to be seeing me and Harry on track. I'm going to be on track for the first time in XRL since the climax of the Dev League last season. I'm going to be on track for the first time this season in XRL to tackle the Commentators' Championship at Silverstone. Suppose I better sign off and start practicing. But in the meantime, Harry, thanks very much for joining me on commentary. I'm so happy we managed to get those technical issues fixed.
Yep, I'm glad as well. What a race.
Absolutely. X2, let's see what you've got later tonight. 8 p.m. UK time is when that race is when the X2 boys take to the track. And we've got the ARL Allied Racing League from Silverstone tomorrow night as well. You can see that from 7 p.m. UK time. And all that's left to say is thanks very much for watching tonight. X2 at 8 p.m. later this evening. Until then, thank you and good night.